No. Um, Charlie. I don't even know what this thing. Hey. Afrin, how are you doing? Afrin, how are you doing? Contemporary VC. What? I sent you the link. I commented. I don't know. You've not been able to access it. There, I'm not seeing any notification here to accept your request or something. I'm not seeing any notification here. That's great to hear, friend. That's great to hear. Um, Contemporary Beach. I'm not seeing any notification here to accept your request or whatever. I'm not seeing any notification, so I don't know. How do I accept you? Because I've not been notified. I've not been notified because I've not been notified yet, so I don't know how to accept you. Can you help me on that? Contemporary Beach. Can you help me on that? My friend, I'm fine. I'm fine. How about you too? Okay. All right. I think I've not been notified. Oh, hi.
Michael,
Okay. Yeah.
finally I get to meet you.
Oh, yeah. Sure. Same here. Same here.
I must say that what you do on your platform is really, really commendable. I really, really appreciate what you do. Can you hear me?
Uh,
Okay. Hi.
Please, can you hear me? I'm having issues with my.
Don't bother. It is all over. When you go, I'll still stay so I can sustain the life if the issue happens again. Is that okay? Hi, everyone.
So,
Hello.
yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I was saying that even if the connection breaks, just stay. I'll also stay so the connection goes.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yes.
It's like your camera is off.
Really?
Is that
My camera is on.
like your face is not showing? That's why.
I don't know why is that. Let me try, let me try to comment and see if okay. All right. Is it okay now? Welcome everybody. Thank you for joining. Michael, maybe you should stay at the same spot because if you keep moving, maybe the internet will not be stable. Yes, I can hear you. I am saying that maybe you should stay on the same spot because you keep moving. Maybe that's why the connection is fluctuating. I can hear you. I can hear you clearly. Yes, I can hear you.
Oh,
Welcome to
okay.
the live. Welcome everybody.
Thank you. Thank you.
You didn't work out today. Where were you seated yesterday? Yesterday the connections were pretty good yesterday. Where were you seated yesterday? Maybe you should go there. Welcome everybody. Thank you for joining. Where are you joining in from? When you join the live, do well to share the live, do well to like the video. I need you to like the video. I think Michael is having connection problems at his end. So we're going to be patient and wait for him until it is better. I need you to like the video. I need you to share the video. Tell someone that Michael is live. Maybe you should sit in the car where you were seated yesterday. The connections yesterday was good.
Um, I'm currently at work. I'm currently at work, so
Oh,
that's
okay.
why I was
I,
trying to.
that's fine. Guys, I need you to like the video. I need you to share the video. If you're just joining in, do well to like the video. Seems Michael is having connection issues from his end. Hi, Teshika and Anisia. Welcome to our live. Where are you joining in from? Thank you for joining. If you're joining in for the first time, do well to like the video. I need you to share the video. I need you to follow the creators. Like, subscribe, and you are welcome to the live. Teshika, where are you joining in from? Where are you watching from? Can you hear me, Teshika? Whoever is liking the video, thank you so much for liking. Oh, Guyana. Oh my God. Nice to meet someone from Guyana. Thank you so much for joining our live. You are so welcome. I want to believe the language of Guyana is French. Is that so? Thank you so much for joining my live. When you join, do well to say hi so we know you're there. Okay, I was right. I don't know much about Guyana, but I watched a movie. And they played a certain role. That movie passed on Netflix, and that's where I heard about the country Guyana. And in the movie, they spoke in French, so I assume the language is French. Welcome back, Michael. You now have stable connection. Can you hear me, Michael? Tashika, what's that? What's a lie? AG, which African country are you joining in from? You're welcome to the live. Do well to follow the creators. I need you to like the video. AG says, my African country doesn't provide food. I am African. I have no money. I'm hungry. Where are you joining in from? I need you to like the video. I need you to subscribe. Teshika, I'm not lying. If Guyana doesn't speak French, that's not a lie. But in the movie, the guy from Guyana spoke in French. He abducted somebody and took that person to Guyana, and the people in Guyana spoke in French. So I really don't know. Tell me, what's the official language of Guyana? I'm open and willing to learn. Guys, thank you for joining in. When you join in, do well to say hi so I know you are there. Do well to like the video. Do well to share. For Regina. For Regina. I don't understand, Tashika. I don't understand. Thank you so much for joining. When you join, do well to follow the creators, do well to like the videos, do well to share. Tashika, tell me, what's the official language spoken in Guyana?
Um,
Okay.
please, can you
Welcome
hear me?
back, Michael.
Thank you. Thank you. I had to switch networks so that I could join the live.
Okay.
Yeah.
This one is much better.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. I guess I missed a lot.
No, no, no. I was just welcoming those who were coming in, and then Tishika is from Guyana. So there's a movie I watched on Netflix, and I happened to see where a guy from Guyana had abducted someone, and then in that movie in Guyana they spoke French. So I was asking her what the official language of Guyana is. I don't know.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Guyana, it's a French. I think it's a French island, if I
Yeah,
am
I
not
guess.
mistaken. The French island. I don't know much about it, to be honest. But
Okay. I
Regina
also don't know.
for Georgetown. I know that the indigenes of Guyana are black people. Black people live there, but I think they are French.
What's the name? What's the name?
Te-
Uh,
Teshika.
Eshika. Thank you very much, Eshika. Thank you. Eshika.
Let me
Eshika.
get my iPad. Teshika, thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you. You're welcome. Let me check Guyana and then let me be sure. Mm-mm.
Okay. Okay.
Official language of Guyana.
If this is your first time joining us, you're welcome. You're welcome. Please feel free to comment where you're watching us from, and then like this video. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe. Like this video. Let's get going together.
Okay, Teshika, you're right. English is the official language of Guyana, making it the only South American nation with this distinction. While used for government education and media, the majority of the population speaks Guyanese Creole. Guyanese Creole in daily life. It is also known as a Commonwealth Caribbean nation.
Oh, okay.
You see that?
Oh,
You're
oh, okay.
right. But
It's
in that
located in the.
movie on Netflix, the guy from Guyana was speaking in French, so I was a little bit convinced that Guyana speaks French. But it says here that other minority languages include Guyanese Hindustani. I don't know if I'm calling that right. And then there's Spanish, there's Portuguese, there's French and Chinese. So I wasn't wrong all the way.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
Love from
Yeah.
South Africa. Yosin, you're welcome to our live.
Nelson, are you
My
not
name
from
is
Ghana?
Gillian, and that is Michael. Thank you
Nelson,
so
the
much.
name.
When you come in, like the video, follow the creators.
Nelson, your name sounds Ghanaian. Am I not mistaken?
I see Frimpong there. It looks Ghanaian.
Yeah, it looks like
Mm.
Nelson. Nelson, how are you doing? Nelson,
Um,
how are
I am
you?
in
What
South
are you
Africa. Now, Yosin is in South Africa. Wow, nice to meet you. How is it over there? You're welcome. Good to know. Good to know. You're welcome. You're so welcome, Yosin. Teshika, I am really grateful for the correction. I am really happy you did, because I would have had that in mind. But now I really know Guyana is English nation, in as much as they have other nations. When you join in, do well to like the video and follow the creators. Thank you so much for joining in. I don't know, Michael is having a little bit of problems over there with his connection. I hope that he can sort that out really fine and then join us. Um, yes. Most definitely, Teshika, you're right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I promise you, I am going to learn a little bit about Guyana. I am really blank about the nation, but I just know there are black people living in that nation. I am going to learn more about Guyana. Maybe the people, I will learn maybe about their educational system, a couple of things about the nation. After all, they are black people just like us.
Yeah, sure, sure.
Yeah, Michael, I wanted to talk about what is happening in South Africa because yesterday during your show, I realized that the president of Tanzania had said something which I was hoping that things will not reach this level, but unfortunately, it has reached this level. Say 2 weeks back, when this thing happened in South Africa, when the attacks happened, it happened especially with the Ghanaians. They
Yeah,
attacked many Ghanaians, and the Ghanaian president had made comments. I think their ambassador too had said that if they have to send Ghanaians out, none of them should be hurt and they should be sent home in full, in whole. Nobody should be hurt because of that. So now, what the Tanzanian president has said recently cause for concern because I want to believe that Africa is one, especially the black race people, the people with the dark color, they're supposed to be one. Okay, Teshika, we are still here. If you can join again sometime later, you're welcome. Now, Tanzanian president says that she gives South Africans 48 hours to
okay.
leave her country. 48
Wow.
hours to leave. MTN, I think, is the biggest network we have in Africa that is African and it belongs to the South Africans.
Sure.
ShopRite, Spar, and a host of others. They have these businesses in many African countries. And now they've been asked to leave in 48 hours with their businesses. I was really hoping that it wouldn't come to this because we all are Africans. We share everything. Thank you guys for joining. When you join in, let us know. Do well to like the video, do well to follow the creators. So now as it is, what are your thoughts? Because I don't know what to say anymore. I really feel bad.
All right. Thank you very much for such an amazing. First of all, I'd like to use this opportunity to extend my greetings to everyone watching me right now, watching us. Thank you very much for taking time to join us. Well, concerning that, it's quite devastating. It's quite embarrassing that you see your fellow Africans behaving in such a manner. But yet, when you look at when you go to South Africa, there are so many white people over there. These white people are welcome. They are embraced like they are local indigenous. But then people who are black, we are on the same continent, we share the same skin color. We are actually we are almost the same. We fight each other. Well, for the president of Tanzania's decision, well, as we all know, the president has the ultimate power in making
Mm-hmm.
whatever that he or she thinks would help for a country. That is his decision. But then, looking at the measures that he's taking, I think there could be another way to go about it instead of going
Exactly.
about, yeah, yeah. In as much as South Africans are doing this, I don't think it's all South Africans. I don't think it's all. In every group of people, there will be some one or two bad people in their midst that will always try to cause confusion here and there. it is very normal with every society, everywhere we find
Yeah.
ourselves. So, what I think, in my opinion, was that um, a precautionary measure should be taken, okay, or probably the president or the ambassador for the Tanzania's ambassador for South Africa, they should come sit down with their leaders also, and then put certain measures in place so that this xenophobic attacks and then the apartheid and all that should come to an end. So, with the president of South Africa should put things in place. Okay, so the Tanzania's ambassador to South Africa puts, okay, let's sit down and draft something that is going to help us, that both countries will come at peace. So I think it should have been more of an agreement than taking like I see that decision to be very hard. But then, as I said, it is in their power to make whatever decision that they have. But the Tanzanian's president should take his time and then review this decision because MTN, as you are saying, is from South Africa. Shoprite, for Shoprite, I don't really have much problem with them. But with MTN, it is a global network. Most African countries have MTN. So if right now you are shutting it down from your country, I don't know how your people are going to. Maybe they have a local network in Tanzania, but then I think, in my opinion, um, they should sit down and judge things, talk about things that so that in such a way that there will be total peace, that everyone will feel at peace, and then things are going to go on well. Yeah, that is my opinion.
Okay. I think that when there's a desperate problem, desperate actions are required to
Sure,
solve
sure,
desperate
sure,
problems. It
sure,
is not the first time South Africa, particularly, is having xenophobic attacks against other African countries.
sure,
Meshak
sure.
Ocheng, thank you for joining. Welcome to the live. Do well to like, do well to follow the creators. My name is Gillian, and that is Michael. You're welcome.
Sure.
Like I was saying, I think that Tanzania's president has a full cup right now. They
Yeah,
have been trying to talk peacefully, but the South Africans don't want that. On top of that, they keep hurting people physically and then make record of it and then post it on social media. It is sad
yeah,
enough that they cry out, yes, the foreigners are taking the jobs, the foreigners are doing this to them, the foreigners are crowning kings in their country and all of that. It is inevitable for these things to happen because we have diplomatic ties.
yeah,
They don't expect other people not to be able to stay in their place, whereas they stay in other people's homes.
sure,
It's true
sure.
they don't patronize most African countries, but you'll be shocked at the number of South Africans living in the UK.
Yeah,
200 and something thousand, 200 and something thousand again in the US. In fact, their numbers are bigger in the more developed countries, but not in
yeah,
African countries. But
yeah,
notwithstanding, I don't think maiming, beating, unaliving, hurting should be the African way.
sure, sure.
It's sad. I really did not imagine that other African countries will start taking stance against them. They had suffered 48 years, 46 years of apartheid.
Yeah.
Africans came through for them. Kaiser Shospi, thank you for joining. You're welcome. Do well to like the video when you join. So we really feel sad that we Africans, we're sitting, we're watching stuff. People of like color, people of like tradition, we just have to suffer because our people don't tend to understand. They don't tend to see that we don't need this. If you see, there are Pakistanis there, there are Lebanese there, there are Chinese people there, there are other races in that country, but they don't get hurt. Why should
Yeah,
we hurt our own? Why?
it's, it's very sad.
I had to
Very sad.
go on social media to look at the crime wave because they keep insisting that the foreigners come in to commit crime, especially the DRUG. They bring it to their country. Then I begin to wonder who brings it to your country. If foreigners brought it in, who let it in then? Are the foreigners in your borders? Are the foreigners in your airports? Who?
The local people.
Exactly. And I want to believe that even some of their authorities, the police, they are aware. They know how these
Yeah,
things enter. Most of them
yeah,
participate. I think Africa should be for everybody, for every African.
yeah. Sure, sure, sure. You know, when it comes to all these things, sometimes I blame the leaders most of the times. Because the leaders, whenever something is happening, or whenever something is supposed to happen in the country, it is the leaders who are those who perceive and then receive those kind of things. So if the local people are complaining that others are taking their job, they are taking their whatever, but then the last time I had a conversation with someone, a friend, a good friend of mine, they're still in SA as I'm talking to you now. They went for a business summit in SA. He's still there as I'm speaking to you now. And then you could clearly see that, or from what he was saying, you could clearly see that people in SA are more relaxed because they feel their system is good. And
Yeah,
so most African countries, because of the kind of hardship we experience, when we see the light opportunity, we like to grab it.
we
So because
fight,
of that,
we work hard.
yeah, when we go there, we put in our all, we put in whatever energy we have to put in to succeed. Because at least there is a fertile ground for us to build upon it. So SA people feel that there's a fertile ground, so they become relaxed. As someone said, tough times create strong people, but what do you do? And the other way around, anyways. So because they feel the system is quite cool, they are more relaxed compared to people from Nigeria, people from Ghana. When we go to such places, because we know where we are coming from, and then where we are coming from, it is not easy. So since we have come to meet a system which is quite good, we strive very hard to make it over there. You see how
Exactly.
the thing is. So the SA, the people of SA feel that they are supposed to be doing that, but they don't know that we, the foreigners who come there, we work so hard. Nothing was given to the foreigners for free. Everything they are enjoying, they paid for it. They are taxed on it. But then they don't see it. All they feel is that the foreigners are taking their jobs, they are taking their work and whatever. I think they should sit down. The people of South Africa should sit down and then strategize their life, look at how they are living their lives, and then compare it to how the foreigners are living their life. And I think they can make better decisions instead of attacking them. Because I believe every country has foreigners in those countries.
Yeah, everywhere.
So yeah. So when someone is a foreigner, the person comes there for a purpose. So that purpose has to be accomplished. You don't go and attack the person because the person is trying to accomplish this for a purpose. No, you work on yourself so that you become a better person and then achieve your goals individually for yourself or as a whole country. So I think South Africans should also work upon themselves because it is not cool. It's not cool. They are not giving themselves a good name at all. At all, at all. Yeah.
Yeah, now the world knows them as the most xenophobic nation in the world because only that country tries to send people out. They keep crying the foreigners have taken their jobs. Then I begin to ask, did the foreigners take their jobs like the position of a government official, for instance? Are they having medical
So,
doctors who are foreigners? Are they having police officers who are foreigners? Are they having bank managers who are foreigners? What jobs are they actually saying? Is it the skilled labor or the unskilled labor they're talking about? I don't get it. For
I
all I
think it's
know,
done.
but the
I,
market is an open space. Everybody can
sure,
sell.
sure. Well, we all have different perspectives, We all have different perspectives, and the way we see things are differently. So I think they feel they deserve it. instead of the foreigners. So, and I think one thing I've come to realize is that most foreigners, when we go outside, whether the pay is a good paying job or not, we still do it. But the indigenous, the local people feel they deserve better. They feel they deserve better. So they try as much as possible to bid a higher price. And then when the one who is awarding the contract finds someone who will do the same job cheaper, definitely in business, you go for the cheaper. So I think that is one of the reasons why they feel angry because if there's no foreigner to do it cheaper, the one who is awarding the contract will pay a higher gauge.
Now, even if you are the one, will you pay higher if the job is not even going to be delivered? Because that's what they
I
complain.
won't.
It's not even going to be delivered. Thank you so much for joining. When you join in, do well to like the video, do well to like, follow the creators and share the live. You understand? They don't even give quality services according to what the employers say. They're expensive and they are not qualified. So they prefer to use the foreigners who come in to work. And most
Sure,
of the time, they're
sure.
crying out, work, work, work. Cleaning houses, cleaning cars, cleaning the streets. Is that the job the foreigners are taking away from them?
And I don't think they will be willing to do those kind of jobs.
They don't do it. They don't want to. Or if at all they have to do it, they want to be paid very high, which is not possible.
Sure, sure, sure.
I think that
It's
the foreigners are not their problem. Their government,
yeah.
their authorities, their officials are the problem. Because every time they repatriate foreigners from the country. Azinga, thank you for joining. You're welcome. Do well to like the video. They send people away. So how is it possible that these people still come back? Their government grants visas.
Sure.
So these people enter legally. Some of them go as far as, I don't know if it's purchasing or acquiring work permits. Who gives
Yeah.
work permit to somebody who is illegal in a country? And if
No, no,
someone has a legal permit to work, why won't they work after they are paying taxes? Because
they
acquiring the
will.
work permit, you spend some money and then there's a particular amount of money they keep taking from you as you work with that work permit.
No,
It's their administration and not the foreigners.
no.
They also made mention of the Nigerian problem. Hey, Nigerians everywhere. What are your thoughts?
Hmm. For Nigerians, let me not make it look like we are all good. We are all no good. Like there is always a downside to every human being. You know, we all have
Exactly.
downside. Yeah, we are all not perfect. But um, as I said earlier, there will always be people amongst every group who try to create a mess wherever they go. So for with with the Nigerians, actually there are some that when they I don't know for SA, but from those that I have in Ghana, there are others when they come here, they are very peaceful.
Okay.
They are very peaceful. Yeah. And then there are a couple of them too that try to always create a mess wherever they find themselves. So in general, I think that is the same way some Ghanaians also behave when they go to the diaspora or other parts of the world. But that shouldn't be the reason why you have to attack people. That shouldn't be the reason why. That shouldn't be the reason why you should be attacking people because I believe uh, there are also some good people out there. So you have to also be considerate a little. Yeah.
Because the South Africans say the Nigerians are imposing their tradition everywhere. They wanted to create a king or they wanted to crown a king in their country. Before it also happened in Ghana, which I want to
Yeah.
believe that nobody in their sane mind will accept that. Yes, you can
No. No.
crown your kings in your village and then bring them to another country, not go to someone else's country and then wanting to create that king or crown that king there.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it's disrespectful to the local kings in that community.
Well. Well.
But for the fact
Yeah.
that
We have.
the Nigerians are too many and they are everywhere, I want to say the world at large should deal with them. Do you think they will reduce?
Um. For Nigerians, are you asking about Nigerians?
Yes, with the Nigerians reduce. It's not possible.
No, no, it's not going to be possible.
These
It's
guys
not going.
keep increasing, and if you allow
Yeah.
them, they take your space.
Sure. Sure.
So we can just learn
Sure.
to live with them. It's as simple as that. We can
Sure.
just learn to live with them.
Not everyone has that kind of understanding. We all understand things differently. We all understand our understanding, our level of understanding is quite different. So I think sometimes education also matters. People
Mm-hmm.
should be educated and things like that, and then for them to understand, uh, because no man can live as an island. We all need each other to survive. So with the foreigners coming in your country, there is a good path towards. Some of them bring foreign exchange, some of them bring products to come and sell, which is not in your country. Some of them establish businesses, they employ your local people. All these are some good parts that they bring to your country. So I think the people should be educated on the importance of all these things so that they learn to cope with it instead of feeling attacked whenever someone uh, joins from them from a different country. Yeah.
I want to believe that maybe because generally the Nigerians are not rich, that is why they are being pursued. I am yet to see where Chinese people or Indians or Pakistanis are being driven out of a particular country because there are coming in too many of them. Are they not much
Well,
more than Nigerians?
for Ghana, we've driven a couple of them out, not because they were more, but because of their bad deeds. Because of
Yeah.
their bad deeds, they were not driven out because they were more, but because of their bad deeds. They were involved in all sort of illegal mining and all that. So that was why they were driven out, not because of their quantity, as in their number. Yeah.
Okay, okay. It is very bad for you to go to someone's house and then you try to start messing that house by doing bad things in that house. That is not acceptable. And I want to believe that for the Nigerians who do that, they are not giving their country a good name. And for every group of persons, there must be one or two bad people there who would always want to give a country a bad name. But this is what I am still saying. If you want to look into um if you want to look business wise, they are good, but the Chinese are better than them. If you want to look into crime, as in production of substandard products and other things like that, the Chinese do that even better than them. So the question now is, why are the Chinese, for instance, not being driven out because of the bad things they do? There's no country in Africa the Chinese are not present inside. No one. And they come in,
Yeah.
they do very bad things, very, very bad things. But most of the governments of these countries, they cover up this evil they do because the Chinese have money to pay their way through.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. That's true. Um, yeah, as you said, paying money is one of the reasons. But I think when it comes to Chinese coming to your country, um, apart from the monetary aspect, compared to, let me use Nigerians as an example, compared to Nigerians also. Now, when it comes to Chinese and Nigerians, I'm doing a little comparison here. With the Chinese,
Yes.
when they come, really establish much business. Now they come based on contracts. You
Okay.
know, when they come, they have been called like they come as a group for contract base. You get it? That's one. So most of them are they come into the country legally. That's one. But
Mm-hmm.
with Nigeria, because our fellow African countries, most of them find their way into the country illegally. Most of them find their way into the country illegally. So it becomes like a little bit of threat for we, the local people, also in this country. But the crime rates for that one, it's also very difficult as a Ghanaian, as I am now. It is also
Mm-hmm.
very difficult to arrest a Nigerian who is into maybe the selling of drugs or armed robbery or no. What they specialize in is illegal mining. But when it comes to criminal activities like armed robbery, selling of drugs, prostitution, and all that, you find the Nigerians in most of that areas more. You find them more. If you should arrest about 10 armed robbers, at least you find about 5 or 6 Nigerians in that case. Which I think that is also one of the reasons why the Nigerians actually are more feared as compared to the Chinese. That is from my observation and my opinion. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that is it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, the rest of Africa is of the opinion that they had helped South Africa, and by so they have rights to stay, especially Tanzania. Hmm. Whoa. But now
Well,
Tanzanians have gotten so angry that they no longer want to stay in South Africa. They want to give South Africa a taste of their own medicine.
well, I think it's not also that bad. But sometimes some people you have to also let them have a taste of their medicine, as you are saying. So if that is the way out, then I think it's cool, so that they will stop messing with other people. Yeah.
But this is only going to widen the borders that Africa already has. Because if I understand very well, Africa used to have just one, it was one big country that was partitioned, right? And now we have borders that was created for us, not even by us. The borders were created for us.
Yeah.
And then we are now maintaining these borders such that we are widening the borders. How do you feel when you hear that there is a Schengen visa that covers up to 26 or 28 countries in Europe? Once you get a Schengen visa for one country, you can travel all 26 or all 28. But it's not so in Africa. Even for the regional blocks, you can't even go round.
Yeah. So first of all, it's all about the leaders. You know, our leaders keep going for ECOWAS meetings. They keep going for African Union meetings and there, here, and there. But at the end of the day, personally, I don't see what comes out of it. Because since I was very young when I heard of borderless Africa, trying to create a borderless Africa,
There's
ECOWAS trying to
nothing.
introduce a new called the ECHO. Like up to now, nothing has been established. So one of the problems I've realized we have with African leadership is establishment, establishing something for it to hold. It is easier for them to say than for them to do it, for people to recognize that this is what. But it isn't so with European leaders. With the European leaders, I feel they want to do something that will be like a legacy, where generations that comes after them, they can look at this thing and that this or and they will mention attached to that particular thing. But with African leaders, I think all what they seek for is their selfish needs. So if at the end of the day that thing is not going to help them, they delay in establishing it. They delay in establishing. So first off, we have to look at the leadership. It's all bad. I don't think, well, there are some African leaders who are doing well, like that of Ibrahim Tuari and other African countries who are also making sure that Africa becomes best. But when it comes to borderless Africa or Africa being united as one, it is going to take a whole lot of years. It is going to take very long because we, the local people in various African countries, have not come to understand certain things. And our leaders also, due to their selfish interest, also don't want to understand certain things. Now, imagine Africa is united. There are some political leaders that certain things they are benefits, they won't. So if they won't get it, why would they allow us to have a borderless Africa and all that? So I think first of all, it's leadership problem with their selfish interest, and then two, the local people also not having certain understanding about the importance of expanding Africa to everyone who is an African. So I think that is it. Yeah,
Ryan, welcome to the live. Thank you for joining.
yeah. Thank you.
Wow.
Yeah,
Because I feel that the gap is only going to widen even further. When we were much younger, Africa was much united, much more united than it is right now. We now have tools like the internet, like social media, where we can even talk. You are somewhere very far from me, but we can really relate. Like right now, like we are relating. I think that we should instead be coming together and not separating. I don't think that
yeah,
any group of people stand when they divide instead. If there's going to be any form of progress, it's going to be when they come together, not when they divide. Because as I see it now, the division is so wide.
yeah,
um Right now, I think the Nigerians are supporting the Ghanaians against South Africa. I think Cameroonians are supporting. I think the Congolese too are supporting. Nobody is happy. Before you know it, there's going to be that regional difference. People from Southern Africa will not be allowed to mingle with people from Western Africa and stuff, which is not good. I don't think it's the
yeah.
way out.
Yeah. There's a saying in Ghana when it comes. There's a saying that when you find someone's beard on fire, you have to fetch water towards and put it down in case yours also catches fire. Then you can insert it into the water. So I think there are reason for supporting us, or them the Nigerian support. It is a good thing because maybe today it might be Ghanaians, but tomorrow it might be Nigerians, or it might be Moroccans, or any other African country. So if we are all able to come together and then fight this thing once and for all, for it to come to a complete stop, I think it is going to help than trying to make it look like we are solving it, but in reality we are not. It is not going to help. So we should all be firm and united in that bring this thing to one end, and I think it is going to um, help us. Yeah.
I think you should answer Rian there, and then we will come to Africa will never unite. You can talk to Rian. He's asking, he says he's not been working out for 1.5 years.
Okay, Rian. I don't know your fitness goals, and I don't know the kind of goal you have, like your physique right now. Let me know what's your fitness goal. Are you looking to gain muscles or lose some weight or just be fit? I want to know, Rehan, Mustafa.
Okay, guys, when you join the live, do well to like the video. If you're joining in for the first time, my name is Gillian, and that is Michael. Do well to follow the creators and then like the videos. Rian says, I have a goal to build aesthetic physique like other Gen Z kids.
Okay,
I am
Rihan,
19.
Rihan. Okay, so it's quite simple. First off, are you into weightlifting or you are into bodybuilding, like you are into calisthenics? Maybe if you go to the gym or you are into calisthenics, then I'll know the kind of recommendations to give out. Rihan. You can answer African will never unite. I don't know why
Yes,
you chose that.
Africa will never unite. He says, I am from South Africa. You are very welcome to our live. If you're not following us yet, do well to follow us. You say Africa, it is a declaration you're making there that Africa will never unite. But let me announce to you, it's going to unite, all right? Whether you like it or not, it's going to unite. Noah Lee, you're welcome. Join when you join in, do well to like the video. He says we should respect our borders. Africa was one big country, and then the whites came in to partition Africa. I understand you don't know the history of Africa that you claim to be an African. Go check it out. It was one big country and was partitioned amongst European countries. Now, these borders were created and given to us, right? So there's nothing we can do about it. The only thing we can do at this point in time is to learn to live with others, okay? You start by
Yeah.
taking your companies out of other African countries, start taking your citizens out of every other African country, and then you'll be able to send out people. Now, because of diplomatic ties your country has with all other African countries, you can't send the foreigners out. You better go get schooled, you better go get informed, you better go get trained, you better go get skills so that you can work in your country. The foreigners are not taking your job, the foreigners are not your problem. Your administration, your police, your government, your president is your problem and not the rest of Africa. Let's talk about uh,
Rehan.
Rian says
Uh,
Calis.
okay, calisthenics. Calisthenics. Okay, so Rihan, since you are into calisthenics, well, I would advise that first of all, you have to eat more protein. Okay, let your protein content be more, and then train harder. Train harder. Increase. I don't know the level you are riding, but then train harder in such a way that do more push-ups. Increase your number of reps and sets for your push-ups, and then your pull-ups. Calisthenics, they specialize in push-ups and pull-ups and handstands and all those things. So all you have to do is increase the number of reps and sets that you go per workout session. And then when you do that, I think it is going to help you cut off junk foods, okay, alcohol, soft drinks. Just take it out of your life. And then I think you are going to see the results you want to see at the end of the day. Yeah, Rehan. So
Michael,
hope
I
I'm
also practice calisthenics too. I may be
really.
looking big, but I practice calisthenics. I have a channel for that.
Oh, that's great. That's great. That's great.
Seriously.
Okay, you are kind of skinny fat. So yeah, so eat more protein. Since you are skinny fat, eat more protein, bro. Eat more protein because that is what is going to help you to build more muscles. So eat more
I think
protein and then
the key is practice. If you do 3 reps today, do four tomorrow. If you do four tomorrow, do five. If you do five, you can go to seven. When you practice every day religiously, you get better at calisthenics. I am big, but I perform very well. Noah, you're welcome. Noah says he's American. Thank you for joining. You're welcome. My name is Gillian, and that is Michael. If you're joining in for the first time, do well to like the video. I need you to share the video. Thank you all so much for joining in. So, back to please respect our borders. We do respect your borders. You too must respect human dignity. You must respect people who come to your country. It's not because people come to your country then you can show them your bad attitudes. Yes, you have citizens living in other countries, so it is in your place to be nice to people who come down to South Africa to stay. Thinking that you can stop foreigners from staying in South Africa is a failure. It's a fiasco. That is not possible. It will never be possible. You will always have foreigners living in your country. Okay, there was one of my friend who joined gym with me, but I have to leave because of my bad physical condition that time. But now he got his physique, which makes me feel left. No, everybody's body is different. If you want to look at somebody else's progress, then you will not be able to function normally. What you should do is to start again. It is never too late to begin. I started calisthenics at 35 and I am practicing till today. I started at 101 kilograms and today I am 79. That's a whole lot of work. Physically, I have done a lot of work. Mentally, I have done a lot of work. And then I also had to correct my nutrition, which is not easy. I have been on this journey for quite some time. So don't feel discouraged, just begin. You should know that strength training is Very important at this point in time. You should know that strength training is important because most of your hand drills, you will be using your body weight as your the weight you'll be lifting. So you need to be strong. You need to have the stamina to be able to lift your body weight, especially when you are doing the hand drill. So do not be discouraged. Just start right now. Every day, make progress. Ensure that you do something every day and keep increasing your speed, keep increasing the number of drills you do daily. Also follow creators that are very, very regular. Yes, follow creators that are regular so you don't get to miss out. You're welcome. You're welcome, Rihan. I believe in you because myself, I was bad. Let me try to see if I can find a video here. I have another channel where I do all that. Not this one. Although I'm not very serious, but I know that it's possible to do these things if you want to. So I'm just going to look for the video, for a video and show you. So you believe that even if you are big or too small, you can begin and you make a change. Rian, take a look. You see the things I do? All my weight on one foot, just one foot. I practice for long to be able to perfect that. So you see how big I am, but I